Do you ever wonder why some people thrive in retirement, feeling more alive and fulfilled than ever, while others seem to shrink, becoming less engaged and even unhappy? You've worked your whole life, dreamt of the day you could finally put your feet up, travel, spend time with loved ones, or simply do absolutely nothing. It's a vision of golden years, full of freedom and joy. But what if I told you that for many, retirement isn't the golden paradise they imagined? What if it comes with a set of brutal truths that can catch you completely off guard? Truths that nobody really talks about until you're already knee-deep in them. It's not just about money or having enough free time. It's about fundamental shifts in your life that can be deeply challenging if you're not prepared. These are the uncomfortable realities, the unspoken difficulties that can turn your dream retirement into a frustrating struggle, leaving you feeling lost or unfulfilled. In this video, we're going to bravely confront 6 of these brutal truths about retirement, things that most people never warn you about. We'll explore why they happen and, more importantly, what you can do to navigate them, transforming potential pitfalls into opportunities for a truly rich and meaningful life. Stick with me until the very end, because I'll share something crucial that will completely shift your perspective on how to truly embrace this next chapter of your life. Something that will genuinely surprise you. Let's dive right into the first brutal truth, one that often hits hardest for those who've defined themselves by their work. This is the profound and often unexpected loss of identity and purpose. For decades, your job, your career, your profession wasn't just how you earned a living. It was a huge part of who you were. It gave you a title, a routine, a sense of contribution, a reason to get up in the morning. Perhaps you were a respected manager, a skilled craftsperson, a dedicated nurse, or a meticulous accountant. Your work provided structure, social interaction, and a sense of accomplishment. When that's gone, it leaves a significant void. You might find yourself feeling adrift, like you've lost your anchor. People might ask you the common question, "What do you do?" And you struggle to answer beyond "I'm retired." This can lead to a surprising sense of uselessness, a diminished self-worth, or a feeling that you've lost a fundamental part of who you are. Think of Sarah, who dedicated 40 years of her life to teaching. Her days revolved around lesson plans, nurturing young minds, and the bustling energy of school events. When she retired, the sudden silence of her home felt deafening. She missed the daily challenges, the lively interaction with students and colleagues, and the profound feeling of making a difference. Despite having more free time than ever, she felt utterly lost and directionless. Or consider John, a meticulous financial advisor who thrived on solving complex problems and guiding clients. Suddenly, his sharp mind yearned for numbers, for puzzles to unravel. But there were none in his quiet retirement. This led to a profound feeling of restlessness and a nagging sense that something vital was missing. So, how do you navigate this deep shift? The key is to actively redefine your purpose. What truly matters to you now? Your purpose doesn't have to be tied to a paycheck. It can be found in contributing to your community, pursuing a creative passion, learning new skills, or nurturing relationships. Explore new identities beyond your former profession. You're not just retired. You're a grandparent, a passionate gardener, a budding painter, a dedicated volunteer, a curious student, or an adventurous traveler. Embrace these new roles and allow them to shape who you are now. It's also incredibly helpful to structure your day, even without a job. Having a general routine provides a sense of order and meaning. Plan activities, appointments, and even dedicated leisure time. This helps replace the structure work once provided. And importantly, stay mentally engaged. Engage in puzzles. Read widely. Take online courses. Learn a new language. Or dive into a new hobby that challenges your mind. Keeping your brain active is just as important as keeping your body active. Now for the second brutal truth. one that often blindsides even the most meticulous planners: the unexpected financial strain. Even with careful planning, many people plan meticulously for their retirement finances, budgeting for a comfortable life, perhaps even dreaming of a specific income level. But what they often miss are the hidden costs, the unexpected expenses, and the insidious creep of inflation that can erode savings faster than anticipated. Healthcare costs, especially, become a major factor as we age. Things like increased co-pays, prescription costs not fully covered by insurance, unexpected dental or vision needs, or even the potential need for in-home assistance or long-term care later on, can quickly drain resources you thought were secure. Lifestyle creep, too, can be a silent killer. Suddenly, you have more time for travel, dining out with friends, or pursuing expensive hobbies. And those costs, while seemingly small individually, can quickly add up and vanish your carefully saved funds. Take Robert and Mary. They planned for years, saved diligently, and felt confident they had enough to live comfortably. But then Robert needed an unexpected surgery with a high deductible, and Mary's essential prescriptions became significantly more expensive. On top of that, with more free time, they found themselves eating out more frequently, going to more concerts, and those spontaneous weekend trips they loved started adding up rapidly. Suddenly, their carefully crafted budget was stretched thin, leading to a level of financial stress they never imagined they'd face in retirement. They had to start cutting back on things they enjoyed, and it felt like a step backward, not forward, from the life they had envisioned. To address this, a detailed budget review is essential. Reevaluate your budget, not just for regular bills, but for potential increased leisure spending, unforeseen healthcare needs, and home maintenance. Factor in a buffer for unexpected costs. Crucially, understand your healthcare costs thoroughly. Don't just assume Medicare or private insurance covers everything. Look into supplemental plans. Consider long-term care insurance, and understand potential out-of-pocket maximums. Resisting lifestyle creep is also vital. Be mindful of how your newfound free time translates into spending. It's perfectly okay to enjoy yourself, but track your discretionary spending carefully and distinguish between wants and needs. Finally, explore part-time work or side gigs. Even a few hours a week can make a significant difference, not just financially, but also in providing structure, purpose, and continued social engagement. Think about consulting in your old field, pursuing a passion that could generate a small income, or even taking on a flexible volunteer role that has some paid component. This doesn't mean going back to a full-time job, but rather finding ways to supplement your income and stay active. Now that we've discussed the profound shift in personal identity and the often overlooked financial realities, let's turn our attention to another challenging aspect that many retirees face head-on: the impact on their social lives and closest relationships. This brings us to the third brutal truth: social isolation and loneliness. For many of us, the workplace is a primary source of social interaction. Daily chats over coffee, shared jokes, team lunches, and even the casual greetings in the hallway. These all contribute to a sense of belonging and community. Your colleagues are often your friends, your confidants, and your sounding boards. When you retire, that built-in social network often disappears overnight. Your colleagues move on. You lose the common ground of shared professional experiences. And suddenly, your daily social circle shrinks dramatically. Friends who are still working might be too busy, or their own lives might be bustling, leaving you with fewer spontaneous interactions. This can lead to profound feelings of loneliness. Even if you're surrounded by family, it's not just about being physically alone. It's about feeling disconnected from the vibrant hum of the world. The constant buzz of daily interaction is replaced by a quiet that, for many, can become deafening, leading to feelings of sadness or even depression. Consider Margaret, who was known for her vibrant personality as an office manager. always surrounded by chatter and activity. After retiring, she felt a profound emptiness. Her daily phone calls with former colleagues dwindled, and she found herself spending most days alone in her large house. Even though her children called regularly, it simply wasn't the same as the bustling social environment she was used to. She started feeling down, lacked motivation for her hobbies, and even began to seriously consider going back to work. Not for the money, but purely for the social aspect. Similarly, David, who was the life of the party at work events, suddenly found his evenings long and quiet, realizing that many of his friends were purely work-related connections that slowly faded away after he left his job. To combat this, you must actively build new social circles. This is absolutely crucial. Join clubs, volunteer groups, community centers, hobby classes, or senior centers. Look for groups that align with your interests, whether it's a book club, a walking group, a bridge club, an art class, or even a local gardening society. Nurture your existing friendships. Make a conscious effort to reach out to old friends. Set up regular meetups for lunch or coffee, or even start a new dinner group. Don't wait for others to initiate. Be the one to suggest plans. Embrace technology to stay connected. Video calls with family and friends can bridge geographical gaps, and online communities dedicated to shared interests can provide a sense of connection and belonging. Volunteering is also an incredible avenue. Not only does it provide a renewed sense of purpose and contribution, but it also introduces you to like-minded people who share your values. It's a fantastic way to meet new people in a low-pressure, meaningful environment. This leads us to the fourth brutal truth: marital and relationship changes and challenges. For decades, many couples have operated on a schedule where one or both spouses were out of the house for most of the day, returning in the evening. Retirement suddenly means spending 24/7 together, often for the first time in years. This dramatic increase in proximity can be a wonderful gift, allowing for deeper connection and shared experiences. But it can also expose cracks in a relationship that were previously masked by busy schedules and separate lives. Old habits, unspoken expectations, and different personal routines can clash. One spouse might crave constant companionship, while the other desperately needs solitude and personal space. One might want to travel the world, while the other prefers the comfort of home and garden. This profound shift can lead to increased arguments, simmering resentment, or a feeling of suffocation if not addressed proactively and with mutual understanding. It requires a significant renegotiation of roles, space, and time, both together and apart. Consider Frank and Carol. Frank was a busy executive, constantly traveling and in meetings. Carol managed their home and had her own active social life and hobbies. They both looked forward to retirement so they could finally do everything together. But Frank's sudden constant presence at home, his involvement in Carol's daily routines, and their differing ideas of how leisure time should be spent quickly became a source of tension. Carol, accustomed to her independence during the day, felt her space invaded, and Frank felt that Carol wasn't as enthusiastic about his newfound free time as he was. They loved each other deeply, but the sheer intensity of their togetherness was overwhelming, leading to arguments over trivial things that had never been an issue before. To navigate this, open and honest communication is absolutely paramount. Talk about your individual expectations for retirement, your personal needs for space and time, and what you envision your days looking like. Never assume your spouse wants the exact same things you do. It's also vital to establish separate interests and routines. While it's wonderful to do things together, it's equally important to maintain individual hobbies and friendships. This prevents codependency and provides fresh topics for conversation when you do come together. Designate personal space or quiet time. Agree on specific periods or areas where each person can have uninterrupted time for themselves, whether it's for reading, a hobby, quiet reflection, or simply relaxing alone. Rediscover shared activities that you both genuinely enjoy doing together. Beyond the mundane aspects of daily life, find new adventures or simple pleasures you can both partake in. Whether it's cooking new recipes, taking daily walks, exploring new places, or learning something new side by side, this creates new shared experiences and reinforces your bond. And finally, if communication becomes consistently difficult, or if persistent issues arise, consider couples counseling. A neutral third party can provide invaluable tools and facilitate constructive conversations, helping you both navigate this exciting but challenging new chapter together. These challenges around social connection and intimate relationships are significant, but there are two more crucial truths that many overlook, truths that touch upon our daily lives and our very sense of purpose and well-being. Let's delve into the next layer of brutal honesty about retirement. This brings us to the fifth brutal truth: the struggle with structuring time. For decades, your day, your week, and even your year were largely dictated by work, alarms, meetings, deadlines, commutes, and specific tasks. These all provided an invisible, yet powerful framework for your life. When you retire, that framework dissolves. Suddenly, you have an abundance of time. And while that sounds incredibly liberating and joyful, it can quickly become overwhelming and lead to boredom, a profound lack of motivation, and even a feeling of aimlessness. Waking up each morning without a clear agenda or specific obligations can leave you feeling adrift. Days can blur into weeks. And if you're not careful, you might find yourself falling into passive habits like excessive television watching, endless scrolling on devices, or simply doing nothing at all, which can be surprisingly unsatisfying and even lead to feelings of apathy or depression. The dream of endless leisure can, for some, subtly transform into a nightmare of unstructured emptiness, where the lack of obligation becomes a burden rather than a blessing. Consider Maria, who had always been a highly organized and driven project manager. Her life was a cascade of schedules, deadlines, and multitasking. In retirement, she found herself staring blankly at the ceiling each morning, unsure how to fill the hours stretching before her. She had all the time in the world to pursue her long-desired hobbies like painting and gardening, but without the external pressure and structure of work, she struggled profoundly to motivate herself to start anything. Her days became a blur of minor household chores and extended periods of television watching, leaving her feeling unfulfilled and strangely restless, rather than relaxed. Similarly, Tom, a former factory worker, deeply missed the consistent routine and camaraderie of his shift. He found his afternoons long and empty, often resorting to long naps out of sheer boredom, which only made him feel more sluggish and less engaged with life. To counter this, it's incredibly helpful to create a flexible daily routine. You don't need a rigid work schedule, but having a general framework for your day, perhaps a morning activity like exercise or reading, followed by lunch, an afternoon project, social time, and evening relaxation, can provide immense structure and purpose. Try planning your week in advance, even if it's just for leisure. Decide what you want to do each day. Block out time for hobbies, social engagements, errands, and personal growth activities. Setting small, achievable goals is also a powerful motivator. Whether it's reading a book chapter, learning a new recipe, walking a certain distance, or finishing a DIY project around the house, having something to work towards provides motivation, a sense of accomplishment, and helps you feel productive. Embrace lifelong learning. Take a class at a local community center, learn a new skill, or explore a topic you've always been curious about. Learning provides structure and keeps your mind sharp and engaged. Community colleges, local libraries, and online platforms offer a wealth of accessible opportunities. Finally, vary your activities. Don't let yourself get stuck in a rut. Mix active pursuits with quiet ones, social time with solitary time, and productive tasks with pure leisure. This variety helps keep life interesting and fulfilling. And now, for the sixth brutal truth, the physical and mental decline can accelerate without conscious effort. It's a common misconception that retirement is a time to simply kick back, do nothing, and relax entirely. While relaxation is undoubtedly important and much deserved, a significant and prolonged reduction in physical and mental activity can unfortunately accelerate the natural aging process in ways you might not expect. Less physical movement can lead to increased muscle loss, stiffness in joints, unwanted weight gain, reduced energy levels, and a higher risk of chronic health issues. Less mental stimulation can contribute to cognitive decline, memory issues, slower processing speeds, and a general dulling of the mind. The structure of work often provides incidental exercise, walking around the office, lifting things, commuting, moving between tasks, and consistent mental challenges like problem-solving, decision-making, and learning new information. Without that built-in stimulation, you have to be highly intentional about staying active, both physically and mentally, or you risk declining faster than you would expect. This truth can be particularly brutal because it directly impacts your ability to enjoy the very freedom and opportunities retirement offers. Consider Susan, who used to walk miles a day as part of her job as a retail manager. In retirement, she adopted the mindset that she had earned her rest and significantly reduced her movement. Within a year, she noticed her joints were stiffer, her energy levels plummeted, and she gained weight, making it increasingly difficult to enjoy activities she once loved, like gardening and playing with her grandchildren. Similarly, Michael, a sharp and analytical engineer, stopped engaging in mentally challenging tasks after retirement. Assuming his brain would simply stay sharp, he soon found his memory slipping, struggled to follow complex conversations, and generally felt his mental sharpness dulling. They both discovered that rest, without active engagement, led not to rejuvenation, but to stagnation and accelerated decline. To actively combat this, prioritize physical activity. Even gentle exercise like daily walking, swimming, gardening, or chair yoga can make a huge difference in maintaining strength, flexibility, and energy. The key is consistency. Find activities you genuinely enjoy so it doesn't feel like a chore. Consider joining a local fitness class tailored for seniors. Simultaneously, stay mentally stimulated. Engage in hobbies that challenge your brain. Puzzles like Sudoku or crosswords. Learning a new language or musical instrument. Reading a variety of genres. Playing strategic board games or taking online courses. These activities build new neural pathways and keep your mind agile. Maintain a healthy diet. Focus on nutrient-rich foods that support energy levels and cognitive function, such as plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. Limit processed foods, sugary drinks, and excessive alcohol. Get enough quality sleep. Sleep is absolutely crucial for both physical and mental restoration and repair. Establish a consistent sleep schedule and create a relaxing bedtime routine. Don't neglect regular health checkups. Stay on top of preventative care, screenings, and talk to your doctor about any health concerns. Early detection and management are key to maintaining your vitality. And finally, reiterate the importance of staying socially connected. Social interaction is a powerful brain booster and mood elevator, stimulating cognitive function and preventing isolation. We've walked through some profoundly important truths today, from the unexpected void of purpose and the insidious financial pressures, to the challenges of social connection, shifting relationships, structuring your newfound time, and fiercely protecting your physical and mental well-being. These aren't just obstacles. They are invitations to approach retirement with wisdom and proactivity. Remember, retirement isn't an ending. It's a profound transformation. A new beginning where you have the opportunity to consciously design the life you truly want. The key isn't to fear these brutal truths, but to acknowledge them, understand them, and prepare for them. It's about consciously redesigning your life to fill the void of purpose with new passions, managing your finances with greater foresight and adaptability, actively cultivating new friendships and strengthening existing bonds, adapting to new relationship dynamics with patience and communication, intentionally structuring your days to create meaning and joy, and fiercely protecting your physical and mental vitality through consistent effort. Each of these areas, while challenging at first, offers incredible opportunities for growth, self-discovery, and profound fulfillment. Small, consistent efforts in each of these areas, taken day by day, can make an enormous difference over time. Think of what we've discussed not as a list of daunting problems, but as a practical roadmap to a richer, more intentional, and truly satisfying retirement. You have the wisdom of years, the freedom of time, and the incredible power to shape this next chapter into something truly remarkable, something even more rewarding than you ever imagined. I'd love to hear from you. Have any of these truths resonated with your own experiences? What unexpected challenges did you face in retirement? And how did you overcome them? Share your insights, your wisdom, and your own practical tips in the comments below. Your experiences can truly light the way for someone else navigating this journey. If this video has opened your eyes, given you some valuable tools, or simply provided a sense of understanding and encouragement, please give it a thumbs up. It helps more people find this important information and allows us to continue creating helpful content for you. And if you're looking for more practical advice, uplifting messages, and insights on living your best life at every age, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. Retirement can truly be the most rewarding chapter of your life. A time of profound joy, growth, and unparalleled freedom. It's about consciously building a life that nourishes your mind, body, and spirit in every way. Don't just retire from something. Retire to something. Embrace the adventure. Step into your power and live your very best life at every age.